Hi everyone, it's Joy, and I am doing my live just a little bit earlier today. In fact, 2 hours earlier, so that might be a lot earlier for some people. But I have a doctor's appointment, nothing big, just an annual checkup. So I needed to come on and do this early. So if you are on with me, go ahead and make a comment. Let's see. Oh, okay. There's where my comments are going to show up. So hopefully my comments will show up. Anyway, and I will try to interact with you, answer questions, things like that. But today we're going to be using decorative trees and then the Snowflake Sky 3D embossing folder and the stylish shapes dies, just some of the circles. And so those are what we're using today. The decorative trees is a last chance item. It is from the September to December 2024 mini catalog, and it is on page 42. And so it is a really fun set. It has beautiful decorative overlays that you can use, and I like to use the adhesive sheets for that. So hopefully I will get some comments soon. Let me check another source to see if it's actually going to show up, my comments. So I am live, and so yeah. So I see that Teresa is on here watching with me. So Teresa, go ahead, and if you can give me a little hello and tell me how you're doing today. So today we're making this a very Merry Christmas card, and we are using Pool Party. If you saw my post just a little while ago about the monochromatic challenge for to do Pool Party with a monochromatic card. This is the card I came up with, but my card has a little surprise in that it has a gift card holder pocket. So we're going to be making that today. I'll just set that right over there. And yes, so yes, waiting rooms with Wi-Fi are wonderful. Um, so let's see. To start off, I need a small circle that I'm going to stamp with the stamp A Very Merry Christmas. And yes, these stamps, they they were used with a very dark, brand new ink pad, and they got smushed into the pad. So that's one thing that will happen if you don't do a light tapping on your ink pads. You will smush them into the pad, and you could get a lot of staining. But it still works. So we are still using it. So I'm using, oh, I should tell you, for the words I'm using Pretty Peacock. Yeah, yeah, I put Be Gentle, I'm a New Pad, and it didn't quite happen in one of my classes. So this is Pretty Peacock. You can see it right there. And I'm going to stamp A Very Merry Christmas on this circle, which is one of the middle circles in the Stylish Shapes dies set. See if I can get this straight. So I'm just going to hold it on there for just a second. All right, that's beautiful. Now, while I have my ink pad out, I'm going to stamp the inside. So for the inside, I have this piece, excuse me, of 4" by 4" basic white paper. So 4" by 4" of basic white. And I'm going to use this stamp from the set. And I'm just going to stamp this on the inside. Got a bunch of ink going on here. Alright, so we're just going to stamp this right on the edge here on the inside of our card. And that's just going to give us a little something on the inside. So now that we've got all of the stamping done, we're going to move on to another step that we're going to use with ink. Ah, excuse me. And I've got a piece. I started out with a piece of, let's measure this together. I started out with a piece that is basically 5 inches, and then I cut it down to 3¼ inches because that is the size of my layer here, and then the leftover piece is 1¾ inches, but the width of this piece is 1¼ so 1¼ by 5 is what you're starting out with, then cut it down to 3¼ and then you have this leftover piece here. So we're going to make some snow. So we're just going to kind of rip this, just kind of, rough edge, because, snow doesn't really pile up, um, you know, in all evenly because you have the wind with drifts and things. So we're just going to do that. And then I have a sponge dauber here and my pool party ink. I just want a very light amount of the pool party onto the edge here to just give it a little bit of definition. We just want a very little bit, just a light amount. Maybe a little bit in there. We don't want a lot. Ooh, it's a little darker than I wanted, but that's okay. It might lighten up as it dries. Just a very little bit right on the top there. Maybe go a little bit down in this one. All right, there we have it. I'm going to close up our ink pad. So we have these pieces, this piece, let's see, this piece is going to go on the inside. Next we need a piece for our first layer. Okay, I'm just going to shove these all up here. First layer in the basic white is 3¼ by 4�7/8. So that's 4�7/8. So that's all the way almost to the end next to the 5. And I have run it through that nice Snowy Days embossing folder, or Snowflake Sky. Sorry, Snowflake Sky embossing folder. And have this nice pretty pattern here. Oh, the dies. When are the dies, decorative tree dies, going to be back in stock? They should be back in stock next week sometime, but you never know. Sometimes their estimates are off a little bit. And hi, Jackie. Thanks for joining me. So this piece, the pool party layer, is 3½ by 5⅛. So just 1/4 inch larger so that we get that nice little 1/8 inch border all the way around. So we have those. We have that one ready to go. Then I needed 2 trees. So I cut one out and I used the die, the large die here, but I only cut it down because I didn't need this bottom part. So I only wanted it to go just past that 1, 2, 3, 4, just past the 4th tier. And that's all I needed. And then I put adhesive sheet, you can see it's kind of shiny there, the paper, on the back of this die. And we're going to get all the pieces out. So just kind of, sometimes I just kind of do this to get some of them out. And then, and I have the brush attachment, but it is not handy at the moment. So we have all these little pieces. Then what won't come out there, you can take your pick tool, the piercing end, and you can just poke out the rest of those little pieces. And then, because we put adhesive sheet on it first, this very thin, very delicate die becomes a sticker. So poke those out. Found it's easier to kind of poke out the pieces first. I mean, unless like this is just I'll show you the section in a minute. This is just the backing piece here, so I don't have to poke that out. But I'm poking all these little pieces out ahead of time because I found over the years that that's just easier. Okay, that one's attached to the backing. So we'll just leave that one. Let's brush all of this away. And now this has already started coming off. So let's go ahead and finish peeling that off. Then we're just going to line it up. I started this the tippy tip at the top. And bring it down. You do have a little wiggle room with this. So you want to match it up perfectly. Get it all on there perfectly. Kind of burnish it down with your finger. Then you can come in with your paper snips and trim off this part that you didn't need. So there we have it. I needed two, so there's one already done. So we have all these pieces. And then let's go ahead and put these all over here for a minute. You have a like a tall, what would normally be a thin and tall card base, which is 4¼ inches by 11 inches. So that's the size card base that you need, and then your scoring is a little bit different. You want to come in and you want to score it at 4¼ inches and then 8½ inches. So then you want to go ahead and fold it down and then fold it down like this so that you have a piece like this. And then I wanted a little notch here. So I measured that half of 4⅛ is 4¼ is 2⅛. I put a little pencil mark there, and then I took my smallest tiny circle die out of the Stylish Shapes, and I die cut that little piece out, that little notch out. So now we have all of our pieces here, and we can start doing some assembly. So we have them all here, ready to go, and we can start assembling. So we have our bow already tied. So all of our pieces are there ready. And I need to move my camera a little bit, maybe. No, nope, just move. Okay, so there we have it. We have all of our pieces there, and we can start doing some assembly. So let's put some of these pieces aside, and let's attach these two pieces together first. Trying to get an even border all the way around. Now, another thing, like I said, the decorative trees dies are out of stock until next week. The Snowy Sky embossing folder is going to be out most of the month. but it is an item in the annual catalog, so it will definitely be back. And then hopefully those decorative tree dies will be back, and everything ready to go for the last chance list. All right, let's go ahead and what do I want to do? I think I want some tear tape to attach the sides of this. That way I know that I don't go too far over. So right along the edge here, we're doing our tearing tape. That is pressure release. We can lift it up with an edge of our take your pick tool. I can get it. I know it comes up. It's right there. And I can do the little wing thing. Okay, that's hanging out there. Let's tuck that in. Alright, so now that's attached with good and strong adhesive. And we have that card base. Now while we're here, we might as well go ahead and put our inside piece in. Go ahead and get that inside. So there's our inside done. So now we can work on the rest of this. Let me go ahead and get a bone folder to hump this. A little glue sticking out here. Alright, there we go. Now we have this piece. We're going to work on this piece now. We're going to set that aside. And we're going to work on this piece. So we do need some dimensionals. Let's grab some. And now this longer piece, we're going to double up on our dimension. So we're going to put one on top of the other. And let's see, where are we going to be? Okay, we need one right about there. So I think just a small edge piece will be fine for that. Again, doubling up. Okay, so there, that'll be good. This one's just single, but we do have to be careful. We don't want it too close to the top. And go ahead and put one right here. So like I said, we don't want it too close to the top. And do we need one on the edge? Maybe some minis. Let's bring a couple of minis in. I know, I use both of them. I like both of them. Okay, so we have those ready to go. We need, yes, we need some on this one. Let's go ahead. Let's cut off this skinny piece here. It's very skinny, and the paper's already come off of both sides. Let's get a skinny piece. We want that on both of them, so let's just go ahead and do them both at the same time. So we're just cutting down edge pieces to make skinny slivers of dimensionals. And let's see, one of them we need to have all of it on. Not enough? I think that might be enough. Okay, now the next one, okay, so this is the side that doesn't get any. Okay, so now we can start putting our pieces together. We're going to put our snow together first. We're going to line this up right on the edge here, matching the edges. Then we're going to do this one. Again, right in the edge, but kind of tucking in underneath this other one just a little bit. If you can see that, that's just a tiny little bit there is overlapping. And let's see, I need some dimensionals on this one too. Let's bring in some of our large ones. Alright, so let's take this one because it has all of them in all the corners. Take this one first. And we're going to tuck this in right up here and try to get it straight. Go. And I think we want to put, oh, I did it again. I forgot to put my ribbon around first. So I have to take this piece off again. Hopefully everything will come free. Maybe use the spatula end of my take your pick tool so that I can kind of pry this up a little bit. Hopefully those aren't down too far. Do a little surgery here. This is what happens. This is how you fix your mistake. So we're just coming in with the spatula. We're just kind of prying it free so that we can put our ribbon on. Okay, now we have our ribbon. It is the iridescent striped trim. Gone ahead, I've tied my bow, my favorite faux bow. I've gone ahead and tied that. So we are just going to attach this on the back. Is there enough sticky there? There might be. Where is, this is the end. Right here. You got to be careful, not get this part. Only get this part. Wrap this around. I think there's enough sticky to attach those. Now we're going to need some glue dots. So let's bring in a pack of mini glue dots. and they are on the side. So let's go ahead and use some glue dots on here. Still over a dimension on there, it's still good, but we need some sticky because we did pry that off. Where's the dot? That one's still sticky. Okay. All right, we fixed it. We fixed our mistake. So now we're going to carry on. Yes, this pool party is a very pretty color. It's one of my favorites, even though my personal favorite is like real red, or any kind of red actually. But I do like the, so is this going to do what I want it to? Might not, this one might not overlap so much. Every card tends to be a little bit different, which is completely okay. Oh, it is going to overlap. Good. Okay. So we want to put this on. Hopefully we're getting this straight. Everything is on. Everything's overlapping how it should go. So now we need to figure out um, where this is going to go on. So you want to have kind of an even 1/4 inch border-ish all the way around. Is that a 1/4 inch? That is a 1/4 inch. So let's go ahead and take a pencil and mark this. Now we know where to put our dimensional, because this is on dimensionals as well. I'm true to form. I'm using lots of dimensionals because you know I love them. And we're going to put them below that line all the way around. Maybe get some edge pieces. Because I like to use my edge pieces as well. And I just rip those things off of there. I don't worry about cutting them really. I just kind of rip them off. And now we can attach this together. Bring this down. So it's how we want it. Looks pretty good. It looks, hopefully it's straight. Let's take our ruler. You don't have to do this. Eyeballing it is just fine. But, you know, some of us get really precise, which is absolutely not necessary. So there we have this. Let's go ahead and give our ribbon a trim. Trim it at an angle. And I just noticed that I didn't put any bling on this, which is absolutely fine. But it's also absolutely fine if you were to case this card and make one yourself and then go ahead and add some bling to it. It's kind of personal. It's a very personal thing as to whether you want bling or not. I think I decided I didn't need bling on this one, but you know, bling would actually dress it up just even a little bit more. So I hope you've enjoyed my video. And just let me know all your comments, any questions, and if you're watching this on replay, please do leave a comment and maybe say um, replay on it when you make your comment. But you don't have to. I think I can figure it out. I do go back and I do reply to any comments, whether you watch it live or you watch the replay. So until next week, bye.